First one is Local Lease Pro method still valid from a location research perspective? Or are there any changes I should be aware of to outsource the process? To be honest, I can't give you a solid answer on that because I haven't done any of that type of location research for many, many months. So I can't tell you with any certainty if that has changed, except that the tools that we were using before for competition research was a tool by Chad Kimball. It was free. I think he kind of locked that down, and I don't even know if it still works. I know many months ago, at least 6 months ago, that tool had gone from a desktop version to a cloud app, and it didn't work with the same functionality as the desktop version did. And that was really the columns of data that it would reveal was really where you would determine just by quickly looking at very select data points whether or not what the competition level was and what the likelihood was of a GMB registered in that specific zip code. How easy it would be to actually get results, and it was, there was a fairly good success rate if certain criteria was met within the location research, that you could just register a GMB within that particular zip code and it would rank with little to no work. And it was a fairly good success rate with that, somewhere around 60% would rank in the 3-pack without doing anything other than on-page optimization, primarily for the GMB assets. However, that tool, like I said, when it went from a desktop version to a cloud-based version, it didn't reveal the same kind of data. And so I don't know that method still works, because I don't know that we can get the same data that tool originally showed. I can tell you that since within the last few months, I don't remember when it was, but they tightened the proximity filter even more. So that's an even bigger issue now than it was when we first, which was a year and a half ago now, developed a Local Lease Pro method. So I can't say with any certainty. Marco, do you have an opinion on this?
No, absolutely not. Because I when I got into the Local Lease Pro method, we had all of the different tools and a way to get the GMB available to us, which that was taken away fairly quickly, and so I just stopped doing that and just worked on the assets that I had already gotten. Having said that, though, it's in the works. We're trying to get that back. And we're even trying to get it so where we can guarantee that if it gets suspended, we'll get it unsuspended. But if I say any more, I might have people come knocking on my door and putting me in a trunk and getting rid of me for good. But yeah, yes. It's in the works. So in a few months, you might see Local Lease Pro redubbed or 2.0. Because then the methods would be viable, and then Semantic Mastery could stand behind it, because then we can provide a guarantee if your assets get suspended.
Yeah,
it's in the works. It's just talks right now. Give us time, and we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I would say is when you can still do some competition research, maybe not the Local Lease Pro method, but more traditional competition research for map stuff. But remember, it's all about the entity right now, which is and it's going to continue to go further in that direction. So, if you can identify some holes in the competitors in a particular area that you're looking to break into, if you can identify some weak spots in their entity, some ambiguation, that kind of stuff, then that's an opportunity. That presents an opportunity. But it requires some research and also some some judgment on your end. So, but it looks like Marco kind of answered your second question, Dan, and we're going to move on. But that was that we are in the process of potentially getting the ability to generate GMBs back, to verify GMBs back, and then even possibly to re-verify or unsuspend if needed. But that's not something that we have available yet, and we're not 100% sure that we're going to be able to do it, but we're looking into it. Okay, so
I want to be sure that we can provide a guarantee, because if we can't stand behind the product, then I refuse to
right.
even put it out. I mean, that's not how we do things.